I don't know if my lovely royal rogues are into adventure video games, and something that we have in adventure video games that I sometimes play. I don't like adventure games that much, but this is a thing with adventure games, is what it's called side quests. And you might have heard that word on the internet. Oh, he's on his side quest or whatever. What does that mean? Well, the side quest is when you have a main quest of your adventure, and maybe when you have finished the game or you have finished the main adventure, you have side quests as well. So I see the Beckhams as kind of a side quest of the Royal Rogue. You know that the Royal Rogue is focused on royals and non-royals, but you know that we cannot talk about both royals and non-royals without David and Victoria Beckham, who have been really successful as of late. They have been successful, they have been working hard, having all this success. But it so happens that right now, maybe their success is, let's say, upsetting a few people, Nicola Peltz included among them. And we have this kind of headline that it really pains me, because I don't like this kind of struggles in families, especially the Beckhams. I really like them. And so it happens that Brooklyn Beckham has one condition to end feud with Victoria and David. I didn't know that it was Brooklyn who had feud. This 100% sounds like the feud, quote unquote, that Harry has with the royal family, or with his family. We could say that Brooklyn here has a feud with his family. You know, already know, right? You already know. This is not about Brooklyn. As in Harry's case, that is. It is that Harry is a blockhead. I am not going to say that this is not his responsibility. It is his responsibility, as is Brooklyn's, but they have been, there's a name for theirs in English. Oh my God. I have, you know, that pussy whipped. Oh, I remember that. I remember because in Venezuela, we say encucao. We use that word. Please don't repeat that. Don't repeat what I just said. But it's essentially pussy whipped. This pussy whipped morons are now want an apology. This one in this case, Brooklyn Beckham, wants an apology from David and Victoria. Apology for what? It is my question. I have no idea. But you know how it is when you are dealing with manipulators and narcissists and people that are essentially toxic and leave toxic puddles of, green goo as they walk by with trying to pretend that they are this holier than thou personalities, when in the shadows or in reality, in real life, they are just as black-hearted as one can be. But now, a source has revealed that Brooklyn and Nicola want to move on. Move on from what? Move on from what? By the way, I don't know what kind of job any of these two have. Not that I'm criticizing them for not having a job. Maybe they are set up for life. You know that Nicola is a daughter of Nelson Peltz, multi-billionaire, who sadly, I remember that other side quest, who lost that battle with Bob Iger for as chairman of Disney. That was nice. It was a great video, by the way. But we'll settle for nothing less than a substantive and public apology from his parents. This is what we have. This is the point that we have arrived. The couple aren't happy with the way Nicola believes she has been treated in a one-sided media war. I mean, all this is hearsay. All this is gossip. But the way, the signs are all there. The signs are all there. The way this, I don't know, this shadow of a boy, but it's not even a shadow of a man, because I think that he has not grown up yet. He's not a man yet. So he's the shadow of a boy. He has been I don't know. I think that he's been even worse cook than Harry. Because one thing that this guy has done is, well, is basically transform his body, essentially his skin, to a shrine to Nicola. So that is cringe. That is cringe, and that is simply not healthy. I can guess. Okay, maybe one initial here, share a tattoo there. Okay, that's something that is negotiable. But the moment that you begin to ink all your body, all over your body that was already pretty much inked, with the name, with quotes, with the stuff about. I think the face of Nicola, he has got I don't know, more than 40 tattoos about Nicola. No, that is not healthy. That can't be healthy. You really need help. But the issue is that I think that he already had a nice family. He grew up in a nice family, but I can understand that something happens. This sometimes happens in the sense that you have a very successful and busy father, you have a very successful busy mother, and maybe something cracked along the way, maybe something did not, I don't know, did not work along the way. That kind of things are hurtful. I really don't like to be talking about this. Any kind of factors can contribute to this. But yeah, I think that Brooklyn could have could behave in a more responsible way. There's an obvious first step, which would be a public acknowledgement of what they did and an apology. The source said, I still want to know, what did Victoria and David do? I am blank. I remember that all that Victoria did was offer her knowledge and her atelier for Nicola's dress back in the day. And she said, no, thank you. And, well, let's say that Victoria was not impressed with how Nicola reacted. But, well, it cannot be a performative thing. There's no realistic chance of a reconciliation without that happening first. I have the feeling that that's not what they're going to get, if they get something at all. I mean, I remember the pictures. I remember that I analyzed the pictures of their wedding back in the day of the Body Language Guide. I still have that video around. You can look for that. Nicola and Brooklyn, Body Language Guide, must lead you to that video. And we already knew that this was trouble for everybody. And that's the problem. We wish it was just trouble for the happy couple, not so happy maybe right now. But no, it's always trouble for both the families, because there's this friction that I'm pretty sure everybody, including the Peltz family, want to get this sorted out. But it is what it is. I think, again, I think these people should look for a hobby. And Brooklyn, you should look for a job, and an actual job. I don't know. It's not an actual job, but be consistent at whatever you choose. But I would like to know what you think about this in the comments. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Roger Rogue. Much love and bliss.